On to my final thoughts for this module. We've obviously covered a lot of common ground between Spanish and English. And this is extremely important because what you'll find is that over time, you'll start to develop a kind of sixth sense where you start to feel when a word in English sounds like it could convert into Spanish. And more you'll find that your hunches are right. Simply because we've taken the time to fully examine all of the close connections that exist between Spanish and English. It's like a skill that you acquire with practice, and that sense of when an English word feels like it could convert easily into Spanish will become stronger and stronger the more you go into the language. Now at this stage, depending of course how much contact you had with Spanish before coming to this course, but you should have a pretty decent starting vocabulary now, because we've learned to convert so many different categories of words from English into Spanish, and your vocabulary, the size of it, assuming you're a complete beginner, will certainly be much bigger than other beginners doing more traditional courses. You should also have a pretty decent grasp of pronunciation, or at least a good general idea, much stronger and much better than when you first started. You'll still need to make more contact with the language to become fully proficient and confident in your ability to pronounce Spanish correctly, but I'm pretty sure that this module has given you a lot of confidence already with Spanish pronunciation. So at this stage, we've laid the groundwork and put down the foundation. So your mind is now fully primed and ready to start learning Spanish for real. Make sure that you download the PDF so that anytime you want to do a quick revision over this module, you don't necessarily have to go back into the videos. You can simply pull up the PDF and quickly find what it is that you want to check or revise. Next up, we're going to dive into things like verbs and structure, word order, more vocabulary, things like that, because the goal is really freedom. It's the freedom to say what you want and to engage in fluent conversational Spanish without feeling afraid or uncertain. So we want to develop a very solid structure whereby you can express what you want to say without being limited to phrases and sentences that you just learned to memorize. We want to create the type of Spanish where you can improvise and really express yourself with a lot of freedom without being tied that, well, I don't know how to say that because I didn't memorize that sentence. That is very, very limiting way to learn Spanish, and we want to go in the opposite direction so that you have the full freedom to be able to express yourself, say what you're thinking, and hold regular conversations. So that's the main goal that we're aiming for. So with all that in mind, I'll see you in the next module.